Hello, it is Lord Hayward. I'm streaming some 2D4X today. Like I do most weekends, 2D4X is a strategy game I'm working on. It is open source using Godot. Yesterday we were working on something. If a hero dies and there's another hero already there, this is in combat. You can move multiple heroes into the same county for combat. We needed to fix this up a little bit. I already forgot what decisions I made yesterday, but I do know that we need to do, yeah, some stuff like this thing right here. Um, so we have a death thing. We had a death thing yesterday that I changed around because it was too much. We need a simple death. This has to do all the stuff before the person actually dies. Well, the person's dead, but someone is killed, and then we need to look through all the heroes, adjust everything, and I put in notes as comments so far of what we're gonna do. I was thinking when I was writing it, oh, we don't need to put the if, then the else part in here because I'll remember it, but I should have put the else part in because immediately I was running into issues of what I was going to do with the else. So that's what we're doing right now is we are going over death in combat. And I was saying last night about unit test. What's this thing's problem? Oh, yeah. I was saying, like, maybe we could do a unit test because it's been kind of a pain to test this with all the different variables, but I'm wondering how much time it would take to set up the unit test. And because I've never done one before. It's a new thing that I got to learn. So that is something we might do. We might do a unit test, though. I'm not sure. I thought about it a little bit. Like, I think I'll have to ask ChatGPT how to do it. There's someone who comes in the chat named Created by Critters. He does unit tests on his. He's a streamer as well. Maybe I'll ask him. I don't know. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're trying to take. So if we need to first, we have to find out which army the dead person is in, because it could be in the defender's army or in the attacker's army when the person dies. So we figure that out and then check if they are an army leader. So is the person an army leader who died? If they are, we need to check if they are a hero. No. So if this dead person equals the hero leader, this is wrong already. We're already to wrong stuff here. I feel like I'm over to the right more today. I don't know. So if this is the army leader, see if there are any other heroes in the army. Okay, no, this is correct. So then we check the second person in the list to see if they are a hero. And if they are, let's rename this though. Not see if the second person in the army is a hero. Because we already sorted by heroes, I believe. We'll have to test that too. Let's look. Let's look how we do this sorting. I'm pretty sure we sort it by all the heroes are going to go to the top. But I just suddenly was thinking that maybe we aren't doing that. So we do this hero check. We subscribe, hourly hero, we delete this list, and we add them. And then we sort armies list best hero first. Attacking army gets, this is in battle, heroes first. Okay. So according to this thing, and we're doing leadership, and there's I ordered enumerable. I was kind of learning about that yesterday. It hasn't sunk in yet though. It hasn't fully attached itself. Oh, I forgot to do my chat thing for YouTube. I actually accidentally left my chat thing open all since yesterday, and I'm curious if that causes issues or not. It looks like it's for Twitch. It's fine. There it is right there. Okay, so then we find out if there is available slots for the new hero. We're gonna take those slots. Oh yeah, this is exactly where we were at. We needed to, subordinates to move. For each one of these, we add them to the second person's, and we remove them from the first person's who's dead. And then we put this thing down there. So this has moved them all from one. But not all of them. So there could be leftovers still. Add as many subordinates to the heroes list as it can. Take as many will fit. And so then after this, though, we need another if statement that says if army 0, all these magic numbers in here, maybe we should just put, nah, fuck it, we'll do it this way. Hero subordinates, yeah, that was, it had count something. Count is greater than 0, so that would be there's still some people left over. Then we need to do this. If they aren't the army leader, check to if they are a hero. If they are a hero but not the army leader, we need to test to gain a temporary leader. We're calling him a temporary leader, but he isn't really temporary. We talked about this last week, and I think so. What it will do is someone in the army will try to have someone step up, and join as a leader, and you won't pay there's a influence fee to hire someone, and you won't pay that if this happens. He'll just join, and I think we wrote the code for the temporary guy. I don't know where it is though. It's probably down. Now this is all fleeing stuff. I bet you it's still in the battle control and under attack. We have adjusted many things since yesterday, or during yesterday. I swear we have a temporary thing somewhere. Temporary. I cannot remember what it's called because we definitely temp. It's not in there. I hit something. Temp. We have a bunch of temporaries that I've typed in here. Temporary. I think it's generate temporary. Temp hero. Okay, so where is this? This is in population data. Okay. Let's rename this. It says it's in use. Temporary. That doesn't seem like that's spelled right. I guess it will tell me. Some days my ability to spell is worse than other days, and everything looks wrong. And today, I guess, is one of the days where everything looks wrong. It's just how it is. Joker, how's it going? I forgot to close chat, and when I sat down today, I was like, "What's going on with why is Joker already chatted this morning? I haven't even started yet." It was from yesterday. How was your weekend video release? So where is this so far? Okay, so this is where this is all going to be changed. That's why I put this throw, not implemented thing. So that is over here. So let's move this Do we want to move this to battle? No, I think this should actually still be in population data but I think we're going to want this to be public. And then what do we got here? Back to battle. So for here, test to gain a temporary hero. So what we want to do when we sort that list, what we need to do, let's go back to where the fuck was that list that we had? Battle control. It was, I put it somewhere else though. Yesterday I said when I was moving all this crap around, I was like, oh, this is going to be a labyrinth of me. It's under battle. Heroes first. Among heroes by leadership. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT a question here. ChatGPT. I'm amazed that it could draw stuff yesterday. Based on the last 10 videos, sitting at 4 out of 10 and 80 views and 2 comments, so people at least find it cool, if not useful. 4 out of 10 what's? 4 out of 10 what's? Is there a way to sort this so that the heroes are first, then everyone who are first sorted by leadership, then everyone else is next, also sorted by leadership. Whoops, I didn't, wait, sorry, I forgot to paste in the thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Does it know what I'm doing? I didn't even paste in the thing and it knew what I was doing. I think I have too many lines scrolled. Oh, I got what you mean. Yeah. So it's fourth, the fourth out of the last 10. Fourth best. I can't see. I think I have too many lines scrolling with my scroll wheel. Is, you know, if it's a video game thing, a lot of times video games, when you're trying to scroll through menus, it's really slow, so you gotta turn it up. Sort by heroes first. Link is pretty cool, honestly. Alright, let's put this over here and compare it. It seems like this should be similar, but then, well, this is just doesn't have skill level. It's kind of fun to look at that stuff. I haven't looked at mine in a long time. But it is kind of fun to look at that stuff and like look at the stats and whatnot. Sort by leadership, then by descending. Order by descending. Heroes first. So this is the order by descending, but we don't tell it by leadership. It's this one. Then by descending. So let's get rid of this one. This is the old one. Why does this seem like it's so much shorter? I guess it's not. Then we'll do, for our test, maybe Joker can write me a unit test. So for this, actually, no, we can't do that. For each, not defending army, we wanted an attacking army. Or attacker. I don't know what it said. I guess I'm more asleep than I thought I was. I have been sitting around for an hour. I went to bed way early today or yesterday, and then I'm still and I slept a ton, and I'm still feel tired. I hate when that happens. So we will say attacker, GD print, attacker, and then we'll get a squigs. Oh, I didn't put a $sign over here. $sign. I made a thing that can play. What is a SID file? This needs to be attacker, get full name, and then we'll put a squigs here. Then we'll say space, leadership, and then we'll go sort of like this, but we'll go skills. What the fuck did I just type in here? I typed something bad. All enums. Yep. We got all sorts of weird shit in there. Okay, so it's going to print out after this. I'm just double checking. Commodore 64 audio and people that make music with C128. Is that a common thing that people need? That seems like that's pretty niche. Oh, look, they're going by charisma. Oh, we didn't factor in the charisma, and it remembered that I asked it to add that later. In the other part. Did I need that? I didn't have that in here. We need the charisma bonus though. Okay, this is all fucked up now. We're gonna put this in here. Wait, what? We're gonna put this over here. Oh, this over here. And this is skill level. I think we made it more difficult last time when I just sorted just the heroes, and now we want them all sorted. I don't know why I would have not wanted the other ones sorted. Maybe I was just like, oh, we don't need to do that, but now we need to do it. One person? Well, are they appreciative? Are they stoked? Or are they like, did you make the tutorial on that? Because that would be intense. Let's actually add in. It's not this, but this should be added in here. Sort army list best hero first, because they get a, man, did I not have that in the other part? Because we talked about this. We talked about the, it's kind of one, this is another thing, like, should I be factoring in, like, have a base leadership and then a bonus leadership thing, so I don't have to do this every time. Plus attributes data dot get attribute bonus, and then in here we put all enums dot charisma, nope, attributes dot charisma, and then there's something wrong here. Oh, we need a thing. We need to pass in ones or something. Yeah, I had it there. Ones, it's a bool. False and false. Now what's your fucking problem? Oh, we have to pass in the attribute level. I was actually thinking about something last night that I was wondering about best 1,000 line tutorial. Talking about CPU instructions and that sounds intense. I think you should do it. I was thinking about something last night. Here's a perfect example. So what I was thinking about was the best practices for what you pass in to a method. So what I was wondering is, are you supposed to do, so in this particular one, I'm passing in the population data of the person who died. But in reality, we're not using every variable in population data. We're not even using a lot of them. Do I have population data open? So we have a bazillion variables in here, and we're actually only using this bool. I guess we're comparing here to make sure that they're the same person or not the same person. If they are, maybe this isn't a good example. But we could do it by another way. So instead of passing in the whole population data, I'm wondering if we're supposed to just pass in the very minimal amount of variables that you can. So what I mean is, like, so we're using two things. We could turn this, we could pass in an int and a bool with this. And I wonder if that's the way we're supposed to be doing this. And that's how, like, you're supposed to pass through the least amount of information as possible. And I guess we need to pass in also the list of number of subordinates and the number of, so this one's, you'd have to pass in a lot of stuff. But a lot of my things I'm passing in like a population data, but I'm only using one variable in the population data. And I'm wondering, I was thinking about it for a reason. There was a reason behind my thoughts on this. It was like, I can't remember, but I was wondering, somebody tell me if you're with these methods, if you just pass in whatever that has all the information, or if you're supposed to spin it in the least amount as possible. Back to what we were doing though. Where was this thing? I've lost where we were working. What we were working on. We were sorting some stuff. It wasn't battle control though, and it was it's a battle. Okay, so what we need to do is pass in the skill level from this person, from each person. So we're gonna go basically like this. No, we're not. It's not even like that at all. Person dot attributes all enums dot attributes dot charisma dot skill level. I've done something wrong. Charisma attribute level, not skill level. All right, this is long and ugly. Can we make this not stick out so far? It still is kind of long and ugly, but there we go. So it's going to add in this to that, and we can actually copy this down to here. Oh, we got an extra P in there. And then this can, whoa, this can come over here. It really wants to put it way over there. But it's, oh, you mudda some tabs here. There we go. I want to be able so that you guys can see it. Okay. What we need is a method probably that combines these two, instead of always doing it. If you're using one variable from big thing, I think it would be better to add just the part you need. Yeah, I'm wondering, so that's what I did with the skill level, or with the tribute bonus. I'm actually just passing in, like, I'm getting the actual number, but I could have done it by passing in the person. And I don't know why I did that, but normally I just pass in the person, but I'm beginning to think that there was a reason last night. It was one of those things though where you're falling asleep, so it's like it might be bullshit, but it popped in my head and I was like, that would be better if I hadn't passed in a person, but now I can't remember why. So anyways, so this is now going to sort. We're going to test the attacking army to make sure that that's, I guess we should test the this guy too. This is going to throw in a bunch of crap. We're going to have a lot of stuff in the logs here. And we'll get the double thing there. Put this, okay. So that we'll be able to see that that's working, right? Now, back to how this is sorted, and back to what we were doing here. In battle. What is your problem? What do you have? Oh, right, we're not done with it. This is the part we're working on, is this someone killed. Um, okay. So we have the subordinates to move. We've moved all that we can. If this hero still has subordinates left over, is there a better way to do this? Because we're gonna have to do this test on the second person, or maybe. Well, I think there's a better way to do this. It's already coming to me a little bit. It's there in the back of my brain, kind of vaguely. Okay, so what we want to do though is have a test of the next person who could possibly be population data. And you know what's funny is it's probably, so that thing we just did is probably pointless. Possible new hero is going to equal, I bet you, yeah. So what we just did, I think. So this is back to that I enumerate thing yesterday that I was reading about, that I was trying to figure out. I think we would use the I enumerate thing instead of trying to mess with this list that we just sorted. So with that list that we just sorted, let's say that there's 3 heroes in the army, and for some reason they all can't hold. Well, now I just found another problem with my code by adding a 3rd hero in there. Okay, this isn't gonna work. What we need to do is, I would say the acceptable time to use something like population data as a whole would be maybe if you want to pass in like 5 parameters in there, at which point you just group it up and split it into local variable to function to keep clarity. You know, in that coding Jesus thing, every time I watch one of his videos, I learn something, which is kind of funny. He was talking about tuples. He asked that guy, like, what's a tuple? And I was sitting here going, I don't know. I was like, I've used it before. No, he said, what's the difference between a list and a tuple? And I was like, what? I don't know. He asked the guy, and that other guy didn't know. So I looked up tuple. I was like, what is the difference? So I was like, actually, I might have asked Chat GPT. It would have been right around here. No, I must have just C# tuple, because I've used them, but I don't know. Oh, you know, it was this stupid AI. This AI is dumber, by the way. And tuple is a data structure that provides a lightweight way to group multiple variables of potential different types into a single object. And so that was the thing I don't think I had clicked in my brain, is that you could put different types in there. But then they're immutable. They are immutable, I think. And so that's what I've used it for returning multiple values from a method. Yeah, that was the feeling. Oh my God, should I know what this is? Is this like really basic stuff, the tuple? Oh, this is let's see what Microsoft Learn says. Features concise syntax. Oh, this is the one I read because I remember this. To group multiple data elements in lightweight data, so the following example, immutable. Maybe they are mutable. No, they are immutable. Immutable. They are mutable. I was joking when I used the are mutable because it seemed like that would not be right. But I guess that's a. Oh wait, no. There's 2 different type of tuples. System value type are value types. System tuple types are reference types. Oh, huh. Anyways, I don't think we're gonna need. So this is wrong though. So if actually this whole thing can be fixed. This is kind of why I try to write it out in a bunch of if statements, so that when things fall apart, I can be like, okay, we need to redo this. So let's think about this. So the guy's dead. There's 3 heroes in the army. He is a hero. Would we treat him differently than the army leader? Not really. So what we would do is we would get this out of here, and we'll KD that stuff. So if the dead person is a hero, so as many here, okay, so then we would for each. So if the hero's a or if the dead person's a hero, we would for each through the army. Population data. This would be called other hero in the army. So we would for each through all of these, but we don't want this dead person because he's in the army still. I wonder if we should take him out ahead of time. We take him out of the army, and then where does he sit? We could put him up here. Find which army the person. We could put him. We could. See, that's what I do with multiple. With multiple if statements, and something fails, add print and all of them. All right, which one? Yeah. Well, unless I decide to use a breakpoint now. Breakpoints. My love of breakpoints. So if the dead person's a hero, and remember the list is sorted, add as many. Okay, so if he's a hero, should we take the dead guy out of the army to start with? So the dead guy's out of the army. We need to assign him somewhere though, because I don't think he can float. Is it maybe okay? Let's ask ChatGPT, and hopefully ChatGPT is right on this. Let's do a new one. It seemed to remember some of this stuff. And this, a population data is passed to this method. If I remove the population data from the, what is this weird box? Am I okay? From the only list it is a part of, what happens? Okay, so the question I'm having is it still going to be hanging around, or is like the garbage collection going to take care of it if there's no reference to it anywhere else? Good question. The answer depends on what kind of list it is. What reference is elsewhere? There isn't any, let's say. But you know what? I think there is. I think there is. Inside you do something like, yeah. When you call remove dead person, it removes the reference to the object from some list. It does not destroy the object. Will continue to exist as long as any other variable still references it. So that's the problem. If no one references anymore, it becomes eligible. Yeah, and I don't think we want to just like have a chance of that happening. So let me think here. If we go back to here, I think I added the person, right? No, I didn't. Someone is killed. Pointers. I don't want to mess. I don't like pointers. Even though someone was saying that, maybe it was you, that I'm already using them in some places. Okay, so someone is killed. So what we can do, is we could create a reference. Let's just create a reference of this dead person. So in this method, so if I put a method in here, or I mean, I put a variable inside this, it should. I'm skipping ahead on my music, and there's no sound coming out of it. Is why I suddenly got sidetracked there. So if we did like population data dead person equals dead person, I don't think we can. Okay. Soon dead person. Like this is now a reference, so it would hold on to this dead person. I was thinking we could add him also just to the dead people list right now. That would be the other thing we could do. Let's do it this other way instead of having that dumb shit right there. So if this is a hero, we can say for each or population for each other hero in army, there's a way to do like if they're not. I think it's when they're not something. How do I for each this but not include dead person? It's in the stack and will be freed for after the function. So that would be okay. After the function call, it would be okay. It's just, oh, I thought I could do it in the for each. Oh, where? Okay, so I think this is what I was thinking of, except I thought it was when, not where. Where? Okay, it was this. I need to keep, you know, pressuring my brain to learn new things. What is your army problem here? Is this because it can possibly be null? We want it to break if it's null. Okay, so where this is not, wonder why it's an H. Because a hero? All right, that's fine. Who gives a shit? Okay, so we're going to go through the list. So if the dead person is a hero, who, what, where, when, why are weird. I think it's weird too because I feel like having real like English in here where this would work if you were asking the question to a human seems strange to me. Okay, so if the dead person is a hero, add as many subordinates to the next next starting with the first one. Hero subordinate is a K. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. These available slots, no, need to be in here. So instead of like having it broken apart where is it the army leader or whatever, it doesn't actually matter because the list is already sorted. So we go through this. This is a hero. Where the first check is this dead guy a hero? We need to change this though. Yeah, I definitely need to turn down the number of lines I'm scrolling. It must be different on my other computer. I'm porting to my other computer. See if the dead person is a hero, which is pretty obvious if that's what we're doing there. But anyways, add as many subordinates. So then we take, let's KD this if it will let us. Okay. So then we're going to take other heroes. Oh, wait. So we have to find the number of heroes, so this is the first guy. Wait, army? Yeah. Yeah, putting the minute I mentioned magic numbers for some reason, my brain started saying, this is all wrong. This is the dead heroes. Crystal, how's it going? So we take the other heroes, number of subordinates wanted, and we subtract the dead person's hero count. That's not right. We take the dead person's hero count, or their subordinate count. No, this is wrong. Now we've done this differently. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna have the other hero's number of subordinates wanted. We're gonna subtract the other heroes, the other hero's subordinate count. So we need to know how many. Yeah, so this is how many slots are available. If the slots are above 0, what are we doing here? We're going to take the dead person's subordinates and we take as many as we can from there. And then for each one of these, we add this to the other heroes' subordinates and we remove them from the dead person's thing. And then we do this, I guess. Yeah, I guess. But, yeah, and this is a for each loop now. So it's going to go through every hero that's possibly there. So then we need to end this for each thing, though, right here. So then after that, we need to make, so let's say that we need to make sure that the dead person's number of subordinates they've all been collected. But if they haven't, so if there's leftover subordinates, so let's say the main guy has 10 people, there's 2 other heroes in it that can handle 2 more each. So there's still 6 left that need to be accounted for. So are we out of the for each thing? We are. Okay, so if the dead person still has people, we need to test to gain a temporary hero. So how are we going to find that guy? So for that guy, once again, our list is, so we want to find the first hero, the first person that's not a hero. So I think we can do that with Link as well. So what we want to do is, this is the IEnumerable thing, I think. No, this is not going to be an who knows. Now we want to find Link. Now we want to find the first person in the already sorted list that isn't a hero. Great. That was a helpful copy that I had there. It was just the word army. Okay, so let's see. First or default. So I had a feeling it would say that, but yeah, this is the part I was not. Okay, so it's not a person. This is all eventually going to click. I still don't find this to be that readable. Maybe I'm not understanding what they mean when they say readable, because a lot of times it just looks like gibberish, man. Okay, so we're going to go like this. I guess first non-hero. Sure. So we get the first non-hero in there, and then we need to do some sort of test on them. So we'll do a skill check, a one-time skill check. Maybe we should have a flat number that they test against instead of a one-time roll. Because let's say they have a 99 in their leadership with their bonuses and shit, and you roll that 100 and you fail, it would be a bummer. But also, I kind of want that. Aline, how's it going? Are you guaranteed to find non-hero objects? In which part are you talking about? Because this thing, I want it to air out at this point if it army for are you guaranteed? I'm thinking about, is there a possibility? Yes, you are not guaranteed. So you are not guaranteed. So let me think this through. So the hero subordinate, the dead person's hero subordinate, if the count is over, yes, you are guaranteed. In this particular case, you are guaranteed because this count is over. But this actually should be over 1 because if there's just one person in there, we don't want to make him a temporary leader. Thank you for asking that question, by the way. So if there's just one guy left over, there is no temporary hero. So if there's 2 people, we need a temporary one. But there would be. This is gonna cause it to have to happen, and we definitely, yeah. We don't. I'm gonna put a note here because later I'm gonna be like, why is this over 1? If there is just one subordinate, we don't want to make them a temporary hero. Okay. So now back to the test thing. If it's guaranteed, then it doesn't matter. You will also have. Okay. When it would have, if there was any, it would have aired out. If there's no first or default, does it say that in here? No. It would return null. All right. You know, a lot of times I do that. I return null, not in this case, but I return null and then say like, if this is null, and someone's saying that you're not supposed to do that. They're like, no, you should do there's a better way to do it. And I don't know what the better way is, but okay. So how are we going to test this person? We could do a flat thing, or we could just do a roll to make it. Let's do a roll just to make it more exciting. So we're going to have a skill check in here. So if, where do we put that? That's probably under skills. Whoops. Skills. Why are am I not remembering how things work? Do we not have a skill? Is it not under attributes? His better way was probably lots of asterisks and unsaid assumptions. Yeah, that's part of the thing that like is hard for when people are coming in and looking at my code. They're like, oh, well, this is obviously wrong. And then when they see other code that, everything, their assumptions are things that are, why did this thing suddenly get a red line? What are we going on here? Army, oh, it's because we got that. I haven't fixed this other thing. I suddenly can't remember how to do a skill check. Skills. I'm still doing the skills. Skill data, I think. Skill data, check, with bonuses. With bonuses, yes. And we got to pass in a bunch of crap. We need the skill level. So we're going to pass in this person's skills. That's actually what we want, but we also, see, I think we need a method. I do this all the time now, and I don't have a method where it's this attribute bonus. Let's put that, maybe I do have a method and I just haven't been using it. I don't think I do though. So we get the bonus there. Let's put it in skill data. I think I can click through somewhere. Skill data. Let's put, look at all this DTO crap. Check with bonuses, learning check. Are we gonna do a learning check on those? I bet you I've forgotten learning checks. And okay, we'll put it. We will put it up here. This DTO crap should be at the bottom. Public static. It's gonna return an int, and we got to do static right though. Int get skill level with bonus. And we will pass in two things. I guess I'm going to put bonuses. We're going to pass in an int of the skill level. We're going to make this not static. We're going to we'll have, because we're inside the skill data, we will put in this, and we will, I mean, at this point, it's just adding two things together, two ints together. We will pass in attribute level, and then we're going to skill level. We're going to return, maybe, skill level plus attribute data dot get attribute bonus attribute level. And what is your problem? We're gonna have the ones and all that thing. See, this is why we can't do it this way, is because I have the ones. Get skill level with bonus. Get skill level. Get tens. No, I'm never. Skill level tens with bonuses. False, false. I think I should do this differently too, because it's almost always false, false. We should just have a special one for that. Okay, so it's going to return this. We'll pass in the attribute level, because it looks like we're doing this all the time. And then what we would do over here, we would pass in. Does this make it any better? I have a feeling this does not make it any bit better. We're going to want the attribute level though here. We got to go. Yeah, this is not making it any better. First, so this would be cut you dot. Then we would put the same crap. This is very long line of garbage here. It's not really the same crap actually. Then we would put in first non-hero attributes. Charisma, is that what we're doing? At this point, attribute level. And then what else do we got here? We got one of these things. We're returning. There's some typo in here. So we're passing in. We got the skill. This actually doesn't matter. No, it does matter, because we're getting the skill out of here. And we got the attributes, charisma, attribute level. We need one more of these things. So we got one there, one there. We got one here, one here. Then we need this thing. There's still something I'm missing. Has 4 parameters. What are, oh, we have all these. Holy shit, I forgot about this. So we don't do it this way. We usually do it a different way. Nothing is simple with these skill checks. So what I generally do is I put all 4 of these things in here. So I go in skill level equals, because I notice later it's easier to debug it when it's not a bunch of gibberish. So we do that. like when it's not all in this crazy bonuses thing, or like check with bonuses, because it just becomes like this wave of garbage. And we also need to put in like perks later and stuff. Attribute level, I don't know if that's right. I just want to make sure we get all those things here. Attribute bonus. Here, I'm just going to make a screenshot of this so I can move it to my other monitor. Debug not garbage. Yeah, this is not going to be here. Bonus, int, additional bonus, int, perk bonus. All right, this is going to make sense eventually here. So the attribute bonus is actually already applied a different way. So I wrote that for no reason. Yeah, we want first. Actually, this we already have in here. We're going to put in this. And here, maybe. And this is the one with false, all that. The double false. The idea is that you have two different types of bonuses. One that's tens when you're doing percentile stuff, and then ones that's ones where you're doing like damage and whatnot. This is turned into more gibberish. I guess that's fine. And then you're going to go back over here. Additional bonus is, for this, is 0 for now, because we don't have, whoa, shit, anything. And then we actually do have a perk bonus. We have leader of people is a perk bonus for this. I don't remember how to get. Let's do perks. Perk data dot get perk bonus. Did I write this? What is? I don't remember writing this. We need to pass in an int. What does this do? No, that it was not. It's returning an int. We pass in a population data. What is this garbage? Return the perks, try get value perk out perk data, or this doesn't mean anything to me. We're going to use it anyways. We're going to put in are we testing the dead persons? No, we're testing the first non. I do. I think what started me thinking about is I'm always passing. I'm just like, throw in the population data. And I forget where there was a reason why that wasn't when I was falling asleep again. So it might be one of those things where you're like, that's a great idea. But it's actually a stupid idea. But there was, it either gives you a perk data or null. If perk data is not useful, returns bonus. If it returns perk data, so that's not what we want. But yeah, I wish I could remember why I was thinking, oh, it'd be better if I wasn't passing in the population data. Because it might be gibberish, but then it is a real thing. Like, am I not supposed to be passing that shit? This is bonus. Did I name this wrong? I do. That I do need more practice with reading the gibberish. And that's why earlier I was saying that, like, I want the link versions now. Before I was scared of the link versions, but now I want, when I'm asking ChatGPT questions, I want the link versions, because that's the only way I'm going to get familiar with it, is by having to look at it. And even if I have to ask ChatGPT all the time, so like, what does this do? Eventually it will click. I just got to, even though we didn't do this, try to get value. So this is going to take the population data, the list of perks. We're passing in the perk. It's going to return the perk data. Yeah, no, that's what I'm about to do. Is I'm about to ask ChatGPT to ungibberish this. You just need more practice. But eventually, it will click, right? I hope. What does this do? It won't return perked. It will try to get perked data and will return null if failed. A ternary, we were talking about that. Um, is probably a dictionary. It is a dictionary. I was thinking, I think. Um, perks. It is a dictionary. What was the reason? Oh, because I wanted to be able to drag and or change them in the inspector. Um, if the dictionary contains the given perk key, if it does, it assigns the value to perk data and returns true. If it doesn't, it sets to its default and returns false. Okay, so if this is successful, it returns. Okay, so what does it return if it's unsuccessful? I guess it, but it can. You can't add null. It won't return it. You can't add null to a number. Like, oh no, it's okay. I need to keep like figuring out. It's a good thing. Double checking is a good thing because also, um, uh, it could have been doing the wrong thing this whole time, and I just maybe I didn't notice, and maybe it was returning zero instead of null every time, or whatever. I mean zero instead of a number every time, and I just didn't do the math. So this one's different. So that's why this one's different is because this one is going to sometimes not have the dictionary because there's a dictionary of perks, but they're perks, so not every person has them. Like an attribute, everybody has the attributes. So let me let me finish adding this in, and then I'm gonna take a quick break. So this what did we need to pass in? The population data, and then the perk we're gonna be looking for is actually that leader of people. So this is going to give us a bonus. Then this gibberish can be put in here. So we go skill level, attribute. Yeah. Additional. What is my deal with additional over here? I can't spell it. Save. just type it in. Additional. It's getting worse. Oh my god. Additional. What is going on here? Spell this right for me. Additional. 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 What does this one say? Yeah, you're right. Like I said, today is one of those days where everything looks like um gibberish. That ADDITIONAL. Additional. I mean, it's already there. It's already in this thing. Okay. Then we need one more is the perk bonus. Jesus. That was way more difficult than it should be. Was there? There is no additional bonus right now. So this is, we need a thing back here. Yeah, I don't know why my brain does that sometimes where I wake up and all words look more like gibberish than They should. And they did the day before. But I'm going to take a quick break. Let me pause my music you guys can't hear, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw out my break timer. There we go. I'll be right back. All right. I am back. And let me start my music that you guys can hear. Whoops. I guess I'm listening to the song again. Okay. It does have a lot. You're talking about up here. What now? Globals has an issue? Jesus Christ. All right, battle. All right, so if they pass this skill check, then we're gonna use that temporary thing. We got like a missing or too many. There we go. That's Ryder. I kind of like it. The one thing it's not that bad. The thing I'm about to complain about, when It wasn't with writers when I was using Visual Studio. Um, I turned on whatever GitHub's AI is just to see how it worked. There's a free 30-day trial. In the beginning, when I started typing, it would suggest really Copilot, yeah. It would suggest really good stuff for the first 30 days. So I paid for it for 1 month. And after that, it just went downhill and it would just fill the screen up with gibberish it was trying to suggest, like pages of it. Um, and it was wrong. It was all wrong. So I canceled my 30-day thing for a minute there. It was fun. Okay, so if it passes this, then we need to make this person the temporary thing. I don't remember if it was in here. Temporary. It was not in here. It's under population data. I remember now. Population data. I think it's create personality from, oh yeah. It is not. We got to go, what is this person? First non-hero. Temporary hero. Okay, so now we're going to make him a temporary hero. We're going to double check what this does, though. You're talking about this stuff? Like where it was hovering over? What IDE do you use? All right, let's make sure this thing works. So this is going to... This is wrong. I actually like Writer a lot better than Visual Studio. For a variety of reasons, which now I can't remember why, but when I first switched over, like almost every other thing was... this is wrong. We already did this at this point. Okay, so that is... Let's get rid of it. Let's comment it out for now. Yeah, almost every single thing I got, I was like, wow, this is better, this is better. So this temporary leader thing does not do what I was thinking it would do. We've already found who we want to be the temporary leader. So where was I using this before, actually? Let's uncomment this, and because there's other things here. That's the one I just did. So this we need. That we need. That we don't need. Some of this other stuff we need. We're gonna change this to this. This we need. Man, we have changed a lot of that death stuff. A lot of that. I never used Visual Code except for I have on my GitHub, actually. I haven't updated it in a long time. I keep a list of mods for repositories for Star Sector. And originally when I started doing that, I would use Studio Code because that's what it's just basically I'm just dumping a bunch of mods into a thing. Yeah, I haven't done it in a year. Every time I play Star Sector, which I highly recommend that game, I mod the shit out of it, and so every time I go to play it again, I got to update all the mods. And sometimes I play it on this computer, and sometimes I play it on the other computer. So I want a consistent list. And so instead of just doing it for myself, I decided to just put it on GitHub. It's easier for me to download it over there too, if I'm doing that. But I haven't played in a long time. Part of it is because I have to update all the mods because their mods go out of date really quick. So this is going to be first non-hero. We need to remove him from let's move this to do over as well because I want to be able to read it all X. And this here, we don't need another one of those. So the hero, we need to remove him from the list of subordinates because he's no longer a subordinate of another hero. Let's think about our, yeah, that will work, but we need to figure out what list he's in. Actually, we don't really need to figure it out. We can just say for each population data hero in army. There's probably a reason not to do this. Go up here. Remove hero subordinates. Dot remove first non-hero. So we'll just go through all of the heroes that are in the army and remove him if he's in there. He should only be in one. Then we need to add him to his location. So up here, does battle have our location? It does. So we can just add him. Battle. Yeah, Ryder finally made a free version. And I was actually midstream. I had installed Ryder, but I wasn't using it. I was still using Visual Studio. And midstream, Visual Studio all of a sudden just stopped working. It just wouldn't do anything. And so I like restarted it, and I couldn't restart my computer because I was streaming. And so I was like, well, I do have this installed here. So I just started using Ryder and then never went back. What is this thing's problem now? So this is what we're still working on. Can I access non-static? We need to put the battle in. And do we know the battle? We do. So that's going to solve that problem. This is the exact thing we're doing right now. So we're getting there. I'm hoping I can get this to the testing part today. So because we're only halfway done here. So if he passes his skill check, it's going to make him an aide. It's going to remove him from the list. It's going to add him to the visiting army list. So at this point, the visiting army list is now going to be wrong. No, wait. No, that doesn't matter. But the army list is going to no longer be in the correct order, I don't think. But let's worry about that later. If they aren't, okay, this is all wrong too. So let's go through this one more time. To make sure that this is going right. So the first thing that happens, the dead guy, if they're a hero, we go through the whole army, and if it's not the dead person, we get the number of subordinates from the next hero or whatever, the other hero, and if it's over 0, we try to move over the list and we add everybody on there, and then we say that for some reason. If there's just one subordinate left, we don't want to make him a temporary hero. So if there's just one left, what happens to this person? So we've pulled all of the hero subordinates except for one. We don't want to make him, and because there's no other heroes can fit this person. So we're going to do like an else left over dude. And I think I was thinking about this last night. I think we're going to need a list of like idle fighters, coward fighters. Becomes no, MIA fighter becomes MIA. Okay, so that's going to be what happens there. So what if we test again a temporary leader? He fails his if he becomes here, then we need to add in as many subordinates as he can lead. Needs to be here. If he fails, we need to do all left over dudes become MIA. We're gonna have to have lists, an MIA list. This is all wrong, I think. I'm just gonna get rid of this because I don't want to read it, because I have a feeling it's just gonna confuse me. Not confuse me, it's gonna make me go down a path I don't want to go down. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, we need to do this, and we've already changed how that works. Generate temporary hero is not what we do anymore. It is, but it's not. We're gonna move this other stuff. This needs to go, actually it's just this needs to go in here now. Actually no, fuck this whole thing. Let's just delete it. We'll go back to here, put you back. I hope you're still on my clipboard. There we go. We're just converting him to an aid, so he passes that. Add in as many else, all after dudes. Okay, so then what else we got here? If the dead person is not a hero, we just gotta kill the person. Else, kill the person. Which is this. But this is all fucked up now too, because we moved all this shit out of here. Which is why I put in this part. So let's leave these things here. Cause of death is the cause. Add to the dead people list. See, this has all now been moved to that other one because it was becoming too complicated. This is supposed to just be the death. This is just supposed to be their death, not. This stuff, though, does need to go up here. This needs to go up here. This needs to go up here. Clear their list. So what happens when a list is 0? When it doesn't have any people left in it? Do you need to clear it? What happens when a list is 0? What happens when a list has nothing in it? The list exists but it's empty. So the count 0, any is 0. I've never used this in my life. This throws an exception. You can safely loop over it. So what if you clear the list? Does that make it empty or does it uninitialize it? What if you clear the list? I mean, I've done this 100 times, but it removes all element. The list itself still exists. I wonder if I've fucked myself in the past by just clearing a list. That's fine that it's initialized, though. So, do we want to clear? Yes, when they're dead. We will have to have already taken care of that at this point. It has to have been Yeah, everyone should be moved at this point. If we haven't moved them around, then we've done something else wrong. This is gone. That's gone. Hero subordinates remove. At this point, did we do that over here? I'm pretty sure we already did that. We did. Um, cut that. We had this weird where they were trying. See, this wouldn't have worked because it just wouldn't have worked. Visiting army list, it's there. What else do we got here? Population data list. This does need to be up here. I don't know why this is all grayed out. Because this is here. So this is all gone now. Okay, so this now, what is this thing doing? We have 5. Oh, I like already wrote a thing for this. Jesus Christ. It's completely, I never double check my YouTube chat, which I'm supposed to do every time. So this we could actually use right over here. We're passing in first non-hero and army. What are we passing in here? You don't know what this is because you're in the wrong spot. List of heroes. This needs to be a lowercase. This needs to be a first non-hero army. I'm looking at this wrong. Army is a C# list, I'm assuming. Can I access private? Well, that's easy to fix. Okay, so this is going to remove it. I don't know why I wrote that thing on its own, but it's there. We don't need this thing. What? I've forgotten something. So this, where's our kill? Okay, death by combat. So this is, we are cleaning this up right now. That is the KD this stuff. Okay, nothing. All right. So we thank you. I mostly need the luck. I actually just need to put more time into this is what the problem is. I think about it all the time and then I just don't do it. This will make him idle, which I think is bad. We also could add perks for temporary herodom. Let's put this at the top. Remove subordinates, so we're going to remove them from... Yep. So what if they don't have a hero subordinate list? Well, we'll see what happens. I think we're getting there. We'll change that other thing into a method here in a second. So let's double check this though. So if this is if they have over 1, so it'd be 1 in the person. We're gonna add this here. We do need to add the subordinates. Yeah, let's just finish this part. So add as many as he can lead, which is this. So we're gonna turn this into a method. This is gonna be add something. This is in battle. I guess we might put this in population data. Private void add subordinates from other hero. We need 2 people. We need the other hero and the dead person. And let's go back up to this, where the fuck it is. I did not cut it. So this is in a loop. All right. So what we'll pass in is a population data called other hero. And actually, I'm going to put this over here. I guess it doesn't really matter, but starting hero. And this is going to be starting hero, starting hero. And what is this army bullshit? This was wrong up there. Starting. No, other hero. And so that means we need to fix this wherever that. Well, we're going to get rid of it. So then we'll copy this. We'll replace this. See, it does eventually get a little prettier. And we got an extra one. That was an extra one. We're going to go dead person, other hero. And then down here, we're going to go... Oh, is this going to work? Whoops. I guess I had a... we're going to have to go... It's tempting to make a list of all the available subordinates, but we do need... So this is going to be dead person. This is going to be the same thing. This is going to be this. Other hero is first non-hero. So now we're adding this guy. Hopefully this will work because he's got over 1. So there should be 1 left over. Okay, so that we need to have a list of MIA, or we need to do something with MIA. So that's going to be, what is Global's problem now? Do we still have in battle, there must be a, yes. I was going to say there must be a thing that is off. Kill someone. Add support from other hero. It looks like it's right here. Okay. I'm gonna go back a song here that you guys can't hear. For some reason, YouTube Music often suggests me The Cure. I mean, I used to listen to them when I was 17 or something. Like a lot, but like lay in bed and be depressed, you know? What the fuck were we doing here? Okay, become MIA. So what we can do, we're gonna have to change. I was thinking we could have, we could add an activity called MIA. $113 uses. So we have in MIA one, and their stuff wouldn't affect Okay, so the other way we can do it is we can have another list in battle, which actually might be better. Let's do that. Let's have another list. I don't know why I keep using all Godot stuff. There's a reason, I suppose. Attacking MIA. Defending MIA. It doesn't like this, I'm assuming, because of the... I don't like when it does that, but we're just going with it. Banish, how's it going? So what we'll do... We'll... For each... Well... We don't need a for each because we have if... So this is if it's a failure, though. So everybody that's left over in this hero subordinates, we do need a for each. Population data. This is C sharp. I'm using Godot in C sharp over subordinates in dead person's hero subordinates. So at this point, we should have removed everybody. I just had a thought here. Does this death by combat have... Yes, that's all just, we're just moving people. So they're removing people. C sharp with Godot. Godot has its own thing called GD script, but it supports C sharp as well. So we're going to do... We can't for each... well, let's do this first. We need to add them to army. We need to actually remove them from the army. And we need to add them to the correct army, though. Or the correct MIA thing. It might be easier just to... it might be easier just to change their activity or something. How long have I been programming? Well, I about a couple of years, but I only do it on the weekends usually. So, and I'm just teaching myself as I go, or learning as I go. So I don't know how that works. You know, I could say I've been doing it for 3 years, but 4 years or something. But it's not the same as somebody who's doing it full time. All leftover dudes become MIA. So we definitely need to remove them from here, but we need to also know if it's in the attacking army. This army we're getting from... We're checking here. No. Where are we getting this army? It's right here. So if we went... Where the fuck is this? I went too far. I went too far. Are you a programmer yourself? A game developer? If army is... Well, how would we do this? I think we're going to have to... assign... This is how we do it. I know how we do it. Let me ask. let me ask this thing. With this, we also want to assign a second list called MIA list. Depending on if it lists for MIA people in either defending or attacking armies. I don't know if this is going to make sense to it. Your current finds the army. Now, if you also want to assign a second list, you can do it like this. So we are comparing it, but we just do it up here. Okay. So I was going to compare it down there, but we fucked with the list. So I was wondering if it was going to mess something up. So we just do it up here, and we call this attacking MIA and defending MIA. Where'd you go? Then down here, we're going to remove them from the army. And then we're going to go MIA people, add leftover subordinate. Should be a, what is your problem? Possible null, eh? Well, we'll find out. All leftover dudes become MIA. So this is, we remove them from the army. Let's add them first. And then we remove them from the army. Then what are we going to do? We need to remove him from this, but we're looping through this. Actually, maybe it doesn't matter. At the end of this, we just clear it. We just go dead person. And I think we're clearing it. And he's going to be, yeah, we just clear it after this. So once we're done getting all the people, they go into the MI people, we remove from the army. How are we getting... Yeah, I think that's going to work. Because when we sort the list and all that shit, we're just getting it from the armies, from the living people stuff. So then back to this, leftover people become MIA. So we actually should probably create this. We'll just copy and paste it for now, but we should turn that into a method. Then what is this? If the person is not a hero, then we just go dead. It's already we already have it right here. Okay. So this is supposedly done. Let's do a build here. I'm gonna be looking at that crap. And build was fine. We'll start a new one here. And now we need to hire some subordinates and then go to war here. You can have 8. How about 4? And we'll do it with 1 first. Let him hire some people. Give it some time. Let's speed up the game though. You know, I was playing Distant Worlds 2, and I, even at the fastest speed, you do kind of sit around a lot in that game. 1, 2. We're waiting on 2 more people. And that made me think that it's, I guess it's okay. It's kind of, Distant Worlds 2 is kind of boring sometimes. And I was wondering why. I don't remember it being boring in Distant World universe, but maybe I just the rose shaded glasses type thing. Um, all right, so we have everybody there. Let's declare war on these guys. They're going to be significantly. I think we're going to get a bug actually here. Now that I think about it, we'll move you here. Whoa, shit happened too fast. I should have slowed down time. But we did get a bug. I think the problem we're going to have is what happens when there's nobody there. We just killed the person. I bet you we killed the person. It was too fast. I should have slowed it down. Index is at a range. Token movement. Random. Oh, we move that shit around. So I wonder. Can we click through to this? Army County captured. Battle is 0. Oh yeah, we started using this, and I was wondering if we we're adding the battles to this. And I bet you we didn't add the battles to this. Let's look. What we can do is probably go dot add. We are adding a battle in here. Do we ever remove the battle? So we're checking if the heroes in county list is greater than 0, which makes sense because we gotta fight them if they're there. We do a new battle with the destination. County data is passed in to the battle location because we made that, what did they call that? A primary constructor. Then we add the battles to the county, then we start the battles. I wonder if we're taking, I bet you we are taking out there, so that we should still, let's look at the next thing here. Army flees. Where did it say that was? Army flees. Battle 165. What was it? G 165. Oh, this is a weird way I did this. So they're supposed to retreat back to a random spot if... I wish it told you which index. Which thing. It's a list. And ints. Population data has something to do with this random. We did move this random thing. County equals population data location. The random move thing was working, by the way. But this thing says, where did that thing go with the battle? Something about a negative last location. Okay. So that's fine. We're getting the list of neighbors. And then the find faction owned neighbor county. This is, we did mess with this, but I'm destination If it's not equal to null, otherwise, I think we just moved it. There's probably something else going wrong here. Let's throw some breakpoints in and do it again and then not run it so fast. We need to fix the county capturing too, because it obviously isn't working. Yeah, this should have become ours. So we gotta do that as well. That's the county dictator. There's something is broken in there. It's pretty old code as well. And I just updated this. Do you have another one? I updated it yesterday. So let's do this. We will go to 88. Put a breakpoint in there. We will go to 165 in battle. Token movement, that's a static one. We're passing in a population data. Then we will run it in debug mode here. This is not the error that I was expecting. But maybe the guy's dead. That's quite possible that the guy's dead. And then if the person died, they would have we need to get rid of their token and stuff, which we didn't do, I don't think. This looks really bad when it's in a windowed thing. This part, like these are centered, but they look really. All right, let's get some whatchamacallits, subordinates. Janice White, get your subordinates going. I thought I pressed spacebar to unpause that, but oh, you know what? I hit the time, so it sped up the time. All right, what are we at? Service. There should be a third one. There it is. Then we're gonna declare war. Then we're going to slow it down to 2. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna pause it. We're gonna check this. Morale loss was 1. This scroll thing, we gotta fix that. It's annoying. This all looks right. You know, there's not a way to see like your list of troops in the battle. Not at all. And we have a list somewhere. We're never going to be done with this diplomacy war shit. Let's just add a list of combatants in the battle control. I mean, at that point, we could start drawing lines and shit. So we could have a line of where they're attacking. I mean, that's not the end of the world to work on that, but it's not what I was expecting to work on right now. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool now that I think about it. So you'd have a list of everybody on each side above the battle log, and then there would be like a line. But what happens if you had like a ton of people? You'd have to like put little buttons or something. We need to do that, but not right now. Anyways, we're at speed 2. Okay, wait. Writer decompiling except by accessing and using JetBrain decompiler agree to certain terms and what? This has never popped up before. Sure. Is this where we stopped? What is going on here? The name county. Well, we haven't gotten there yet. The name Poppy does not exist in the current. Did this throw because of that pop-up, or did this throw? What is going on here? Let's go back over. Okay, so this is stopped here. So is the guy dead, though? I can't look at it, which is a bummer with breakpoints. You can't look at this stuff while you got your breakpoint going. So I wonder if this guy's dead. It says that there's no... So we're not passing in a army flees. So what is this? Check if army flees. We're passing in an army and we're getting the heroes get average army morale. Get morale level for fleeing is less than. Why are we passing in this hero? Well, this is in battle? Oh, because we got to get all the subordinates stuff. We don't need to do that anymore. This isn't right anymore. Okay, so let's fix that first. So the first thing we can do, this is in battle as well. We don't need this. What we can do instead is we can make this not static. And then we can go for each person in the army. I guess we would pass in the army. I was thinking we can do that same thing we did before, but I think this is a Godot collections. We pass in the army, and then we go person, morale expendable. Put this here. This can go. This is now army count. It's kind of like a lot of the. Why do we have a +1 on there? We don't need this. So we originally had it where just the heroes were fighting the wars, and it's kind of the change from that has been kind of painful because there has been a bunch of issues. Let's double check. Let's put. Are we not stopped? We are stopped. Give me a. Oh, I can't do it there for some reason. That's fine. We'll do it again. Back. Oh wait, we got something. We got something wrong here. This should be army. This should be get morale level for fleeing. Why are we passing in this thing? This is, I set this up, yeah. We'll have modifiers and stuff. So actually we need to pass in the army leader for this. So this is right. Where the fuck did that go? Okay, stop whatever. Okay, perfect. Look at all these errors. These ones, we can do this. Can I access non-static? What I was gonna do, I think, was this instead. Okay, I would be wrong. Get because this is battle. Yeah, I guess static would have been fine. Yeah, I guess we should make the static actually. I was thinking we could do it differently, but no, it's a list. So this is going to go back to battle. We'll pass in. Oh my god, the song that is playing is terrible. I know you guys can't hear it. Okay. I gotta skip this. It has a harmonica in it, which isn't always a song killer, but it's usually a song killer. Okay, so what else we got that's going wrong here? Where's my problems? Get average. We just need to go like this. Battle army flees. Wonder why this is going with the hero there. We're passing in the hero here, which is correct. Get average. This should be the... What are we in? Globals? Generate token tooltips. Oh. We need to pass in an army, but we don't actually have an army at this point. Because the army, we have an army, but it's all in its own little cluster of stuff. How are we do have the thing where we sort and all that shit. Where is that? It's so that's going to be at the beginning. That's going to be at the beginning. Sort armies list best first. You know, I didn't check the logs to see if this stuff was spitting out right. That was, where the fuck was that? That's in the battle control. This. So our army list is created every hour because we need to update it every hour because of other people join the battle. But we also need to get the average army morale. So what we'll do is we will copy over this. And we don't have an army or a battle, though. There's no battles been created at this point. Okay, so what we'll do instead... So for this tooltip, it's actually... It's not... We don't need... All right, so what we need to do here actually is get rid of this. So this is more like in combat. We need to. This is how that works. But we need to check to see if the hero is willing to fight. No, get the fuck out of here. We just need. Where did I pull this from? Battle control. That probably will write a different one. Yeah, this is in battle control. What does this do? Okay, it checks if they're willing to fight. That doesn't apply to this either. And we're passing an army list. So we can kind of do this. What we're going to do is we're going to go get rid of this whole thing. We'll just do it manually right here. So we're going to go... because this isn't actually an army, or like I guess it is kind of. We're gonna go list of population data. Whoops, population data. Our hero and army, hero and subordinates. Another hour has passed. Man, let me do this real quick. Is going to be maybe part of this, and then I'm going to take a quick smoke break. I feel like I just took a smoke break, but I was thinking about quitting smoking just because I'm bored with it. I'm bored with it, and that's basically why I quit drinking too. I was bored with that shit too. So like, what is the point? Uh, let's see. So we have this. We need to go. It's literally the code that I just deleted over on the other one. We need to have our morale int morale equals 0. I don't remember why I need that. We need for each. We actually don't need this. We need for each population data. Subordinates in population data dot hero subordinates. Then we go, man, this thing's learning what I'm doing. Then we go morale plus equals subordinates dot expendables. Then we go morale equal plus equals population data dot. Yep. So we're adding this on, and as well, we go through all of these. We add them on. We can go through all this and add it on. And then we go average morale is going to equal morale divided by population data dot heroes subordinates count +1. That's where that +1 came from. And then this should work. All right, I'm going to take a quick break though. And I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw my break timer and let me pause my music that you guys can't hear. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I mean, if I quit smoking, though, what would I do for my 5-minute breaks? Right? Break timer off. Okay, what are we doing? We got this new thing that we did. Says there's 2 more errors, though. Attacker morale label, get average. This is just going to be this and this. These are for tooltips. We have gone heavy into the tooltips. I think that's everything. We shall debug again. I've already forgot what we're looking for. I filled up my water and I didn't drink any water. Let's see. Recruit. Whoops. Recruit some people. It's nice when you see stuff that is actually working. Whoops. Object leak on exit. Oh. Xing out of the program was not the plan there. I think I've done that before. Maybe we need to move. Well, it will be full screen eventually. We should save it actually after these guys are recruited. 7 of them? That seems like it. Whoops, 10 of them? That seems like a lot. I want to go to 5, let's say. Then let's not X out of the game. We'll save it once everyone's recruited, and hopefully I'll remember to load then. I'm pushing not spacebar. Now I'm pushing spacebar. Let's see how these guys are doing. Service, service, service. I see lots of service, so that's perfect. Let's save it. And then hopefully I'll remember to load it. Oh yeah, we have it set for everyone to starve as well. I forgot about that. And there we go with that. We've declared war. These guys they're not going to have time to get people. We're going to go down to 2. Pause it. Check this. These people are missing. This looks good. Let's check our thing here. We didn't put the learning checks in. Okay, so this doesn't, in our attacker thing, we don't have a list. We don't say, oh, wow, he didn't have time to recruit somebody. This isn't including the charisma bonus, is why this looks wrong. So I bet you this person has like a plus 10 or something. But that does look right. Now we need to get to death. We need someone to die. Yeah, the little line thing I was talking about would be kind of cool, honestly. Our threshold is currently 50. Whoa. Okay, so what happened here? We got at the air here. When we're attacking. So did someone die? See, we can't look at it when this is the one bummer with breakpoints. Maybe if you like pause it or something? No, you can't do it. Writer breakpoints, look at game while it is paused for the breakpoint. It's going to tell me you can't do that. Pause points. First at a breakpoint. Maybe there's a way to do this. Well, this is an error. So what is this thing's error? See, I need to know if these people are all dead. Are they all dead? The count is 0, so I guess they're all dead. So that's our first issue here, is everyone's dead in the defending army. I wish I could look at what's happening here. It looks like... Oh, I know what's happening. Man, people are dying quick. They shouldn't be dying this quick. Oh, I had another thought, too, about this. I can't remember what it was. It was about getting wounded should take them out of the combat. Okay, so what happened, I think, is the defending army... everyone's dead. There's only 2 people in that army. But they're already dead? That seems like... Well, I mean, we had like 6 people shooting at them. They're dying too quickly, I think, is the problem. That was like in a couple of hours we killed the 1 guy. Or the 2 guys. Okay, so how does this work? So the defender... So we need to have a check in here. We sort all of these. We sort all of these, which they could be empty. So at this point, after we sort them, I guess, so before we do this, no, we just go if the battle defending army count counts is less than 1, is greater than 1, is less than 1, is 0. Let's do equal to 0. Less than or equal to 0. No. We go if this is greater than 0, then we do this. Will this work? I think this will work. And then if we go, it's the same thing. We put this here, and we go attacking army is greater than 0. We do this, and then we do a continue battle check. What does this do, though? We check the morale. We don't check if they're all dead, though, because we didn't have death until just everyone was immortal, I guess. They could starve to death. So what do we do at the end of this? We have the army fleeing. This is if there's people still alive, though. What if... Go back up to this attack. No, before attack. Our hourly battle. So if this is greater than 0, we do this. And if this, we do the attack. They do their attack. So let's say they're all dead, though, at this point. So this would work if we had in the continue battle check. So this happens at the end of the hour. Yeah, so what we'll do is at the end of this, so it would skip. No, this is still would throw an error, though, because the defending army would be 0. There's nobody there. So if the defending army count is greater than 0, we do the attack. If it's 0, we go else. I think that there's a better way to do this. I'm just trying to figure out how to mentally figure it out how to do it. So if the defending army, because they get to attack first, So the beginning of the battle, if the defending army count, what we could do is we're clearing these here. Because someone could join is the thing. They could join every hour. So after that, if the count is greater than 0, or then we end the battle. But I don't think this is going to work, right? Because what does end battle do? We get out of there. We remove the battle. These are set to... Oh, this is wrong, too. To do... set everyone to not in combat. So we only have like what happens if they flee. This all needs to be rewritten because we added death. Death changes everything. If everyone's dead, we got other problems. And I think the better way to do it we go to continue battle check. So if either one of these is this, we go directly to here. If either army has been destroyed, then we skip straight to the continue battle check. So then in the continue battle check, we need to check if they're dead or alive. Add a cool check if someone runs away. That we're not doing anymore. People aren't dying too quickly. I'm wondering if I'm rolling the... roll... Motherfucker. I'm wondering if I'm rolling the... I wonder if I'm rolling the damage wrong. It is 7 people shooting at one guy. The defender should get some sort of bonuses though, being undercover, behind cover. We're gonna make this much more complicated. And I actually was thinking about it yesterday, last night, and I was like, man, it's gonna be kind of fun doing that behind cover stuff. Making this extremely complicated is gonna be kind of fun. So anyways, though, with this, first, this is the check if they flee. So we will call that check if an army flees. We're going to add this in here. We're going to copy all of this. We're going to cut it. We're going to put it here. All right. Then after the check, before the check if army flees, we need to check if an army is destroyed. I can never spell destroyed. I don't know what the deal is. I guess I always do that. Okay, so we need to have check if an army is destroyed. We'll add this. So in this, though, we're going to see we're in battle control. So we're going to go if battle dot defending army dot count is less than 1. We'll do, I don't know why I keep doing this, less than or equal to 0. Then we need to end battle. And we're going to have to change how end battle works. And then we're going to say if or if if either one of these is the case, we'll end the battle. Why didn't we do that right here? If the count is greater than 0. If their count is less than or equal to 0. Less than or equal to 0. So if their count is less than or equal to 0, it should never be less than, but just in case. Continue battle check. So if either side, it's going to skip down to here. We could do that up here, I guess. We could just say in battle. But then what does in battle do? It doesn't do what we want it to do. We need to have it do like, so where do we capture the county and all that? That's under check if army flees. Then army flees, we have this random movement, and then no, where is the whoops? Where is this happening? This is happening when we're the token movement. Okay, but we move this over, so this shouldn't happen here. If destination county is not equal to null, we start their move. What if it is null? They don't have anywhere to go. That's why that's there. So this is here so that this actually could be just at the end. We don't need this in both places, but what do we do in army county capture? What do we do in capture county? I think we're going to have to run it. Assign the factions to do. What is missing from here? Yeah, there's something. We're going to have to go through all these to-dos at some point, too. This whole thing's slightly broken, and we've seen that it doesn't actually work every time. So we're going to do this differently. And this is what we're going to do. So the county dictator should have this capture county thing in here. The token movement, I do not think should have this. Army county captured. Let's take this out. This will, if it's returning a place for them to run, they will run to that place. That's what this is it's finding a destination for them to run to if there's one available. So this is in token movement, but before we do this, let's go back over to here. The army flees. Where do we use this? Because I think what we want to do check if army flees. So then we would put in here county dictator dot capture county, and you probably want a county. We actually know. Let's put this. We'll do this differently as well. Where are you being used? Okay. No, I see why we wanted. Okay, wait. What I'm gonna pay. I don't remember what I have them. Okay, capture county is on here. Check if army flees. And this is used in. This is under attack. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have. Sorry, I'm just double checking some stuff. Okay, so I think, so this is what we should be doing. Underneath attack, at the end of attack, this stuff I don't think should be here. We should have a check. In battle, no, in, what is this array thing open? I bet you that's in there so that it stops the attacks from happening if their shit works. If they run away in the middle. But I don't think that's actually what we want. What we want to do, so these attacks happen, and at the end here we continue battle check. So the battle, they'll get full. Well, what happens if the person dies during this attack? So this attack happens and they kill the last offender. So let's say they're going through. Okay, so there's a couple of issues here. And I gotta skip this terrible song. I don't know what it is. Jack White. Okay, so there's more going on here than we need to do. So we need to check if either army has been destroyed, then we skip straight to yes. At this point though, this shouldn't be able to happen. What we need to do is here after attack. Yeah, so this is each defender is attacking. So after this attack, if this is less than or equal to 0, then we break. We break out of this, right? Break. Or do we return? This is a for loop? I can't remember. I have to look this up every single fucking time. C# break versus return. Jump statements. Terminates the closest enclosed iteration. That is, okay, so it is break. The break transfers control that following terminates. Well, then what does return do? Return continues. The return statement terminates the execution of function in which it appears and returns control and the functions results into the caller. If a function memory doesn't compute a value, just return statement of version and blah blah blah. I think it's break that we want. For each int, if it equals 3, break. So then we're going to be out of this. This is going to right line of nothing. Oh no, right? Yeah, right not line of nothing, and then right line end of the example. So it's going to go 0, 1, 2. It's going to break out of this thing. Why? What does right line with nothing in it do? Why do they have this right line of nothing in here? Can I edit this? Why do they have this here? Is it doing something? Output. It's thinking. Holy shit, come on. It can't be that hard. Control F5. Holy fuck, man. Okay, so then I want to get rid of this line. Run it. Okay, so the right line just gives it a new line. That's all. I was like, what the fuck is that for? So break, I think, is the one we want. So we're going to break out of this if the attacking army... So after the attack, if the attacking army count is less than or equal to 0, I wonder if I can just do 0, right? I'm just going to do 0. Is equal to 0. We break out of that. But then it will go to this next one. But this next one is, it's done. So actually what we'd want to do is we would want to do the continue battle check. Because at this point, this thing has been, the attacking army's been destroyed. So this up here is not useful because actually it is. Somehow if the attacking army was 0, I think we'll be able to get rid of this. I'm going to put this in here. I think we will be able to get rid of this. Period. Then we're going to copy this. And this is in a for loop once again. So then we're going to go defending army count is 0. We continue the battle. We get to here ahead of time. So this is in the for loop. So we're actually, well, do we need to put break at the end? Because it comes back after the, so I think we need to put break at the end. And same with up here. Because it comes back to this when you're done with the continue battle check, right? I think. Okay, so then we need to check in the continue battle check. We need to see if an army is destroyed. We end the battle. But we need to have the end battle actually end the battle better. So if either one of these happens, we end the battle. If it's flees, we have a bunch of other shit that we have to do. So then we go to our in battle. Like we have, like in battle shouldn't be. So we remove the battle, set everyone in non-combat. We got to do that. But then we also need to possibly capture the county. There's another thing that we haven't checked here too. That is if people run away. Or if you, like the player, makes them run away. They would be removed from something else. I think this is a good stopping point though. We got most of the shit done. We just got to do some testing for next time. Dot settings? Did I adjust some settings at some point? Okay, so what did we do today? We but did not test all death for for army members. That is what we did. We're gonna push this code without our little to-dos. I don't remember adjusting any dot settings, but and maybe I'll take a quick glance to see if we want to raid someone. I haven't been really raiding anybody very much, but we'll see if anybody I know is online. And let me click this button. Created by Critters he's been for 42 minutes. Let's raid him. We haven't raided him in a long time. I am going to pause my music so that I can hear this. And then I'm calling today. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me bring this over here. Wherever the fuck I just put it. Where the fuck did I just put this? I'll bring part of this over. You guys don't need to see my text messages. I should knock. Let me collaborate. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next weekend. Hopefully we will get some more progress. I feel like we're getting close for this combat thing. And so yeah, anyways, thank you for joining me. I will talk to you next time. Have a good existence. Bye.